Welcome student. Let's learn about congruence and similarity. First of all, let's look at the definition of congruence. Two objects are said to be congruent if the objects have the same shape and size. For example, over here these two figures are said to be congruent because they have same shape as well as size. While these two figures are said to be not congruent because they have same shape but not same size. Now let's look at the definition of congruent line segments. Congruent line segments are the line segments that have the same length. For example, over here, these two lines are said to be congruent because they have the same length, while these two lines are said to be non-congruent because they don't have the same length. So if two lines segment AB and CD are congruent, it will be always represented as AB is congruent to CD, where this is the symbol of congruency. Now let's learn about congruent angles. Congruent angles are those angles which have exactly the same measure. For example, over here, angle ABC and angle PQR are said to be congruent because they have the same measure, while angle A',B',C' is not congruent to angle P',Q',R'. Now let's learn about congruent polygons. Congruent polygons have the side of same length as well as the angle of same measure. For example, over here, these two polygons are said to be congruent because they have the side of same length and angles with the same measure, while these two polygons are said to be not congruent because they don't have the side of same length but angle with the same measure. So we are going to say that ABCD is congruent to PQRS. So we can write down this as ABCD is congruent to PQRS, where this is the congruency symbol. Now let's understand what is similarity. Similar figures must have the same shape, but their sizes may be different. For example, these two figures are said to be congruent because they have the same shape as well as the same size, while these two figures are said to be similar because they have the same shape . But not the same size. And we use this symbol to represent similarity. So always remember, in similarity, shape must be same, size don't matter. Similar figures have corresponding sides and corresponding angles. And these corresponding sides have the length that are proportional, while corresponding angles of the similar figures are congruent. For example, in these two triangles ABC and triangle PQR, which are similar, the corresponding angle, that is angle A, is equals to angle B, while angle B is equals to angle Q and angle C is equals to angle R. Also, the corresponding sides have the length that are proportional. That is, AB is to BC is to CA is equals to PQ is to QR is to RQ.
Okay, today we will talk about congruent figures. Congruent figures, two figures, any two figures are congruent if they are the same size and the same shape. Again, two figures are congruent if they are the same size and the same shape. Okay? Exercise. Identify the two congruent figures. Identify the two congruent figures. Like this. Which one is congruent with the other one? Okay? Here we have the answer. Yes. And the right angle triangle with this one. Okay? Like we did before. One. Here is the solution. The first right angle triangle with the other right angle triangle, and then the two squares, okay, and then the two pentagons, and here we have this triangle. There is nothing congruent with this triangle, and this one also, there is nothing congruent with it. And the two triangles here, yes, are congruent. And the two, do you know what the name of this figure? Trapezium. Okay, trapezium, yes. And this one with 5 sides, pentagon. Pentagon. The two trapeziums are congruent. The two right angle triangle are congruent. The two pentagons are congruent. The two squares are congruent, but this one are not congruent with this one. The two isosceles triangle are congruent. Okay?
If I should tell you you're beautiful to me, would you just run away or climb the nearest tree? I long to tell you your lips look kissable. Would I be bold to say they're irresistible? Although it's forward to mention romance, if I don't speak 'em now, I haven't got a chance. If I said it all and put my heart on my sleeve, tell me, could you care for me? If I should tell you about your lovely eyes, would you just shake your head or say I'm telling lies? I long to hold you, you look so huggable. Everything about you is just so wonderful. Although it's forward to mention romance, I've got to speak up now or we don't stand a chance. Darling, I'm here with my heart on my sleeve. So tell me, could you care for me? I've got to say it all and put my heart on my sleeve. So tell me, could you care for me?